Welcome back to the Krown crypto channel. Wishing you a happy and healthy start to this nice new week, baby. It's Monday, it's a new week, and a few more opportunities as we do kind of discuss this one. Wanted to follow up on some short-term time frame setups that we're looking at. Well, I guess they're not so short-term, but 12-hour time frame setups that we're looking at yesterday. Discover a new setup as well, and then come at things from a bit of a different angle to kind of wrap the whole picture up. Other than that, I want to give the spotlight to the buyback promotion going on. They got 0% on maker fees for derivative contract orders. Plus, you can get the Jewel Light free for the first 30 days if you follow the directions in the link in the description below. And then, of course, because many people are very concerned that they're going KYC, who knows why that might be? I don't know. But you might be interested in their decentralized exchange arm called Apex, which there's another affiliate link in the description below as well, which will award you 5% off of your fees for the lifetime of your account. All right, sweet. Let's just jump right into it, starting off with a continuation of yesterday's setup. We're looking at the 12-hour time frame, Jewel Light. In this case, very simplistic. Looking at anytime the Jewel Light goes below the 40 read right here about, turns white, which happened officially right here, obviously. That, coupled with PMARP reads being below about 50, has led to these stats over here over the past 46 tested iterations. So you'll notice that these numbers are actually slightly different than yesterday. That's because I reworked them with slightly different numbers in general, because I wanted to see if there's kind of like a range of interest, essentially, in where these kind of results come in around. Well, there is, just to kind of spoil surprise. Anyways, in this particular case, average bars in trade was 23. So again, that gives us a range of dates now. Yesterday we were looking at, I think, about 10 days, somewhere around 10 days. This would give us like about 11 days. So this setup officially fired off when? Friday, which Friday was the 12th. So, we're looking somewhere around basically like the end of this week / early next week. And in this case, if we go ahead and reference the performance summary, we can see that the average winning trade was 8% in this case. So a little bit higher than what we saw yesterday, which was a little bit under 7%. So we can now come up with a range of interest. Again, understand that these are averages, not certainties, God forbid. But looking at 7%, again, that would put Bitcoin in like the mid 28s. Looking at 8%, that'd put Bitcoin just around 29,000 bucks or so. So if that does happen, that would be a pretty good indication that this is going to be a reaccumulation right here with a quick little stutter step below this region to get everyone bearish, and and for good reason, obviously. But more importantly, as you can see, in the short term, this is the hopium, meaning that if Bitcoin does start to work its way back up here in this next week, that's going to be a damn good indication that Bitcoin, is still very likely to meet these like mid, maybe even upper $30,000 territory targets. Maybe sometime this summer, I think would be quite possible. But it all kind of starts with this right here. Anyways, I did say that there's another setup going on as well. It is a 6-hour time frame going off of the HPGR indicator over here. You can see that we did see several closures below the blue 50% of historical returns range lows right here. That, coupled with a decline, damn it, in BBWP, which obviously was happening throughout that whole move. Then we can put on a strategy backtester, and as you can see, there was a bit of an entry given. I guess this was Saturday. Yes, mid Saturday, basically in the mid $26,000 territory. Anyways, in this particular case, out of the past 79 tested iterations, 69.5 almost percent did have a highly probabilistic bounce in this case. And that happened over the course of about 26 bars on average. So 26 bars on a 6-hour time frame. What is that number? I don't know, but perhaps this could kind of help. So let me just get up my calculator over here, and that's 156 hours divided by 24. How many days is that? 6.5 from the actual time that it fired off, which is Saturday, which basically brings us into the end of this week. So yeah, again, end of this week, early next week, essentially is kind of where I'd be looking for these to play out. If they're going to be playing out, as always, we're talking about statistics, not fucking certainties, for the love of God. Some of the comments that I see just make me scared for humanity, and also for myself, because who the hell knows. But more importantly, going into the performance summary right here, we can see on the lower end, perhaps now, the average winning trade was about just over 6%, and my damn face is like itching. I don't know why. It must be these damn allergies. Although they're certainly not as bad as before. So I do have to say a massive thank you for all the what's it called? just the help given by people trying to tell me how to get rid of fucking allergies is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, yeah, 6% on this one. So again, you know, kind of give us like a range of possibilities, assuming that the 6-hour time frame and the 12-hour time frame do play out. 6% on the lower end, 8% on the upper end, perhaps. 6% on the lower end would put Bitcoin where from that setup, basically low 28. So yeah, you know, it would suggest that Bitcoin, you know, the hoping right now is that we do see a nice bounce. And again, not fucking perfect. You did see that it actually failed over here. This particular setup failed very, very recently, last Thursday, in fact. Nice little loss. Bought 27,500, sold 26,900. You know, wrecked for life. But over here, not bad. You win some, you lose some. That's the name of the game when you're playing statistics. Anyways, yes, so we've gone through that. Let's now go into the same HPDR ranges that we were looking at from yesterday. I still think that they're just generally, you know, of interest right here. And as you can see, 12-hour time frame getting it quite well. Bottom side of the current range showing at about 26.4. 26.4 to 26.3, let's say, depending upon what time frame you're using, which does imply that yes, Bitcoin back down below that level would be an invalidation of the long setups that we were just looking at. And of course, to the upside, we got the median right around just below 28,000 bucks. Then we got the top side of the current range at about 29.4. So of course, getting back above that median, you know, at that point, you can really see that's a move to like 29-ish, you know, the upper end of what we just looked at. Certainly not out of the question right there. All right, sweet. So now that we've gone through that, let's go over stochastic momentum, see how things have changed around. I'm going to be focusing on CME today. Obviously, spot price action did see the daily turn around and also is kind of bouncing off of this lower end right here. As you can see, chart's too damn convoluted, but same idea, essentially the same lows that we saw from March and then April and then supposedly here in May, all kind of bouncing off the same regression, but more importantly, going over to CME, which I think does hold more weight, we can see that it's actually still angled to the downside. But the current pivot is 27,250. Bitcoin's actually trading above that by almost $200 right now on CME. It's a long day left to go, obviously, but you know, you can see that obviously that if that condition is met, that'd be another damn good indication that Bitcoin is going to, you know, continue this rally, you know, another $1,000 to $1,500 from where we're at right now. 12-hour time frame is obviously also going to be freshly pointed at the upside, coming in from these very, very low levels, 27,000 bucks current pivot. 6-hour time frame is going to be showing same thing, essentially, even some bullish divergence right there. 26,000 bucks going to be the magical number. 4-hour time frame, same thing, leading off the party, 26,100, the magical number, and hourly time frame is actually way up there. So maybe a bit of short-term ebb and flow. You know, I don't feel too married to that idea, but current pivot is 27,340. But all the other timeframes are kind of in concert with each other. So I do look at that as relevant. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be saying, guys, I'm a gapologist and there's a gap at 26,500. Bitcoin must come down. Maybe it does. But again, you know, the other setups that we were looking at don't really get invalidated right there. They get invalidated below like 26.3 on a closing basis. So that's kind of what I'd be keeping in mind for that. All right, cool. One last piece of hopium right here. I just wanted to follow up on this, the weekly time frame. You know, you can see on the Gaussian channel that Bitcoin has bounced off of the mean band right there. Again, that same damn mean band that it was living under for the last year, a little bit more than a year now. And so I would say that, you know, I am very hesitant to, it's like I can't really be looking at like, it's not that I can be looking at these targets at all, but I'm not interested in like talking about targets down to 21,000 bucks until that level gets taken out. And as far as the hopium goes, you know, anytime that we have seen Bitcoin reclaim the mean band, it's played between the top side and the mean band, and ultimately broken out for new highs on that rally. I'll give you a nice example over here. Here's a 5-day. Here's one that maybe we could be looking somewhat similar at. You know, this was coming off the Rona dump over here, reclaims the mean band right here, plays in between the top side and the mean band while retesting the mean band, you know, a couple times for what seems to be, all like late April all the way into early July. I mean, the times even kind of work out here as well, in fact, which was rather interesting. But, you know, going back into it, in all of the prior cases, we've actually seen Bitcoin break out of the top side before giving way of the mean band again. So in that case, you know, the current top side of the Gaussian channel is 30,000 bucks, and 30,000 bucks if Bitcoin can close above on a weekly. At that point, I'd really have to be looking, you know, at least towards like $35,000. And, I don't think that 38 or to 39 would be super out of the question either if that were to happen. It's a big if right there. But the last thing that I'll leave you with is the daily, which I don't really look at all that often, but coming off of the bottom side of the Gaussian channel right here, in hindsight, pretty obvious bounce, and probably does at least test the mean band, which is 27.8, 27.9 region, regardless of whether you're bullish or bearish. So, ultimately in that case, I do think that short term, this rally continues as well. And then if you start to see this reclaim the mean band at that point, probably looking at, another 500, $600 up to like 28.5. And, and then we get to play the game of, is it a top between there and like 30,000 or 29,400 or so. So yeah, I think that's a good place for me to be leaving off on this particular video. Yet again, I want to be wishing you the best as always. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow.